Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Why don't you love me like I know you could?
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock, Kelli. Hart is here. Wait, you hear about the new edition of Ocala magazine. She was just showing me some pictures from it. Gosh, you got to get this one. You got to get this copy of Ocala magazine.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, Kelli, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, thanks.
Wow, that was an honor. Those pictures, my gosh, I'll let you talk about it, but it's just so great. You look great.
Thank you.
How you doing? How was your Halloween?
Great. Thank you. It was wonderful.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm glad that it's over, though, because now I'm really ready.
I know.
I'm really ready for Thanksgiving.
I was ready for it to be over, too.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. So I'm happy that it's over. It's a fun month, but I am happy.
Santa Claus is coming here tonight.
I understand that. In a carriage, it's supposed to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Snow and all of that kind of stuff.
Snow, jingle bells, hot
that's
chocolate.
Fun. What time is that happening?
6.
At 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 to 8.
All right, good.
The whole thing.
So bring the kids.
Yeah.
That should be a lot of fun. Have you seen the Santa yet?
No.
Okay.
I've seen his chair.
I always wonder how Santa looks from year to year, you know?
Last year we had a really good Santa. Do you remember him?
I don't think so. I don't think that we came out here to visit Santa.
Have you ever gone to take do you do that thing with the children on his lap? Do you do that with the pictures or no? With
no,
Lily?
not anymore. No.
I mean when she was younger.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever find one that was too creepy? And you said, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that it is. I think it's pretty creepy.
Once in a while you'll see one.
I remember there was a Santa Claus out in California. Her first Christmas was out there, and so we took her. We thought, okay, we'll get the picture, whatever. And the Santa out there was like, hey, Mom, do you want to come sit on my lap?
Ah, no.
Ew, no,
That's
I don't.
crazy.
I'll just hand you my list. Thanks.
That is,
yeah.
man.
I know, what a creepy Santa, right?
That's a creepy Santa.
But that's fun. So that'll be fun. That'll be something fun for them to do. And so, yes, the Ocala magazine is out. It is out in circulation this morning. So it's just came off the truck this morning. And I wanted to make sure that when I showed up, I had some copies because I'm just super proud of it. I'm really, usually in November we focus on with it being a best place to live, with Ocala being one of the best places that you can live. And although that's always important, it's always to point out why Ocala is such a great place to live. And there's a really nice article in there that talks about, some of our magnet programs and how they ranked very high as far as like best schools in the nation and some of these other things that we have, the resources, the springs, and the equestrian that brings so much attention to Ocala. So it's a wonderful place to live. And usually we try to focus on that, and it ends up being somehow incorporated into our cover. And this particular month, it just was serendipitous, I suppose, that we decided to do some type of photographic essay. And with Veterans Day happening, I thought, how can we put all of those things together to create a really nice editorial piece? And so we kind of put our heads together, and I contacted Vets Helping Vets, and they were very helpful in giving us some resources and how to contact these ladies and gentlemen who are veterans. And we brought them in one by one, and were able to capture them in a very unique and beautiful moment
absolutely,
to put into the book. And in going back and looking at the photographs just for editorial sake and editing sake, there was one particular veteran who, the moment that the creative team saw the photograph, we just said, that's it.
And
that is the cover.
Name him.
Eugene Poole. Mr. Eugene Poole.
If you've done anything with the veterans, you know Eugene Poole. And he deserves to be on the cover. I mean, they all kind of do.
Right.
But Eugene has been there for everything.
Right. Well, I mean, they were all super deserving. I mean, anybody who's a veteran
Can you hold it up and show the people watching the screen? Streaming thing? Look at that great cover.
It's kind of a dark cover. I want to make sure that the light's not. Is it okay on screen?
I think the contrast of dark and light really makes this whole. Well, the inside pictures that you showed me also.
Yeah, let me see. I'll open that up and show that to the camera as well. It's just beautiful. And I mean, you can go a million different directions with a magazine cover.
And that's Eugene again,
look
right?
Look at that.
Mr. Poole.
Isn't that just beautiful?
That is really awesome.
It's gorgeous. We hope that his family is proud. We hope all the people that we were able to honor
There's
in the
another
magazine
one in there.
is
You
proud.
need to show the other one.
Oh, yes. How dare I forget.
Don't forget the other one.
This is a very important one, too.
Both of them on that felt. Go do that one first. Yeah, there's
Look at Joe.
Joe.
So I brought this in and I handed a copy to Joe, and he says, "Oh, am I in there?" Like, You got your picture taken, of course.
He's
Mr.
awesome.
So
That's an
humble
awesome
and
picture.
modest.
Wow, that is
But
such
it's a
good
beautiful,
picture.
beautiful picture.
It really is.
Yes.
And the young lady on the facing page,
Yes.
she also comes in on the vets program, and a really beautiful choice. Hank Whittier chose not to be in it, though, huh?
Yes, he chose not to be in it, and he's the one that provided us the names and was so helpful. I mean, anytime I picked up the phone to call, he either answered or called me back right away because, when we do something like this and there's so many veterans, we want to make sure that we have a really good cross-section of who needs to be included, and of course, we can't
Good for
include
you.
everyone, but we thought it was just really nice. I mean, last year we did not utilize the editorial space to honor the veterans the way that we could have or should have, and so I wanted to make sure this year to not pass us by without doing that, and I cannot be happier with the way that it turned out. And it's just fun because it's one of those situations where as people are coming in to get photographed, you're meeting them and you're putting the face with the name, and they're sharing their stories, every time someone will leave, Chris would we kind of left the studio alone to Chris and the subject because he wanted them to start kind of divulging their stories so he could capture those moments. And he did such a phenomenal job. And so when someone would leave and we would come back in, he'd say, "Man, this guy's story." I mean, he gave me all these stories that were just shared with him. So there's so much more that goes beyond just what we are able to print and give to our reader.
What you just told me is so cool because it gives us a sense of how he works as a photographer that shows up in the picture, but it's almost subliminal because you don't know what the conversation was that led to that snapshot.
Sure. And a lot of times people will come in and they'll pose and they'll smile, and that's the perfect, that's what we needed. We needed a smiling, happy picture. But this was not one of those editorial pieces. We didn't want a bunch of posed, Sears portrait studio type of things.
What a wonderful thing.
We really wanted it to
really
be full of emotion.
thing.
And I mean, Chris hit the nail on the head. We could not have been more happy. In fact, that's why, even in just going through it, we already had the cover.
You just hit another home run. This is another really, really good
We're very
idea.
happy.
Yeah.
We've looked at this. Even the masthead, typically, if you look at an Ocala magazine cover, you'll notice that our masthead.
What is a masthead?
Where it says Ocala magazine across the top, there's it's typically a different color, maybe a contrasting color, obviously, to brand ourselves. We like for this to be, dominant and stand out.
It's kind of subdued on this one, yeah.
We decided this cover was sincerely about our subject. It was sincerely about Mr. Poole and what he represents and what veterans represent. So we wanted even to take the back seat to him. So when you look at the cover, you just see him, and it's honestly, it's beautiful.
Can I retell you a story? I'm going to retell it because it's not my story. The veterans have a guy named Rick. He's an attorney, and he comes in every once in a while to talk about how he helps them get what's rightfully theirs. And prior to being an attorney here with the veterans, he was an attorney up in New York, and a lot of his clients were bad guys. And like, I don't want to say mafia, but I'm just trying to create the image in order to tell you what he told me. He said when he started working with the veterans, it was the first time ever that people said, "Yes, sir." It was the first time ever people thanked him for what he was doing. First time ever that he was really helping people that deserved to be helped in many cases. And I thought, wow. So how I apply that to what you're telling me is the experience of yourself and of Chris and the magazine in general. I'm guessing that same respect that the veterans, they show us every time they come in here, every Thursday. It's amazing. They bring us donuts.
Oh, wow.
We don't deserve donuts.
It's funny when a veteran is doing something for you. It's like we should be doing something for them.
We should be doing it for them, right.
And there's not a lot that we are able to do. So for us to know that there's only so many pages in our book, and for us to be able to dedicate that space to them was our way. That was our way. And it's funny, I've been so proud of this cover ever since we sat down and Phil designed it and got it perfect the way that we wanted it. I've been, showing people close to me because I just was so proud, and I've not, everyone's reaction was the same. It was like, wow, that's.
And if Ocala magazine reflects Ocala, it's absolutely appropriate because Ocala really is a veteran-loving community.
Right.
Absolutely. Look at the Veterans Park. Do you know we have one of the best veterans parks of any place? And this is a little town.
Right.
This is a little town. You see veterans parks in bigger cities that aren't even as nice as ours.
Right. Well, this was our way, and I don't think, I always am very critical of my work, my team's work, the magazine, every time it comes out where everyone else is looking, at all the wonderful, beautiful things in it. I'm looking for errors to see if there's anything we could have done differently or better as part of my job. And I sat down this morning and I just was, I flipped,
So you saw it for the
to
first
that
time this
veterans
morning?
page. Yes. And I just was.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I was as happy.
Did Joe cry?
Seeing it.
Joe saw it?
He's probably in his office right now crying. That's probably where he is.
Have you been with, no, you haven't been with Mr. Poole since it came out, right?
No, I have not.
I wonder how his family is responding. Wow, what a great tribute. What a nice thing to do.
We hope they're very happy.
All right, let's take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
This is The Source, WOCA. We're in the middle of Ocala Magazine Radio with Kelli Hart. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Friday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A warm and humid day, high 82 to 86. Partly cloudy Friday night. There may be a shower in spots along the coast. The low 61 inland, 68 at the coast. For Saturday, times of sun and clouds, breezy and not as warm. There can be a passing shower, high 77 to 81. Sunday, partly sunny and breezy. A shower in spots along the coast, the high 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
I'm Walt Dartland, and I'm running for Congress in District 2 because you deserve a choice to get money out of politics, to receive a better, affordable health care, to make sure your tax dollars are respected, to keep promises to veterans, to protect Florida's environment. I'm a Marine veteran, a former Deputy Attorney General and consumer advocate. I'm Walt Dartland, asking for your vote on November 8th.
Paid for and approved by Walt Dartland, Democrat for Congress.
You have that drip coming down from the corner of the room, but where did it start from?
Bone Dry Roofing can and will fix it right the first time using quality materials and will deal honestly and fairly with you, period. You can find Bone Dry Roofing on their website, bonedryroofingllc.com, and Facebook at Bone Dry Roofing LLC. Do it right before your roof needs a tarp to keep the elements out. Bone Dry Roofing stands behind their work to help make your home safe and secure, plus they have financing available. Remember, if you're not bone dry, then you're all wet.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women whom choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
18 minutes after 10 o'clock. It's Friday. Kelli Hart is here, and Ocala Magazine has hit another home run. If Ocala Magazine was running for office, they would get elected now.
Oh, wow.
Everybody would be behind you guys.
That's great news. Well, we like to hear that because we do put a lot of thought into all the content that goes into the book, and every month we're having to turn something around. And so on top of the work that we're actually doing, it's always thinking, it's always listening to people's stories. It's always thinking, okay, what month is this? What does this month represent? And trying to always come up with fresh new content. And, I'm in my third year now at Ocala Magazine.
Wow.
You have these ideas and you think, oh, well, no, I've done that and we've done this and we've done so many things, always trying to have the next great idea or topic. And so then once you've done something like this, so now this sets the bar. So, now we're working on December and thinking, okay, we're going to have to excel beyond what we've done for November, which is going to be very difficult because as much as we love beautiful models and scenery and colors and locations on covers, it's really hard to beat a hero, okay, an authentic, Ocala local who's a veteran, who's a hero.
So
it's hard to beat that.
At the risk of sounding corny, you said we like beautiful models.
Yes.
And I'm going to take that back and say, you know what we like? We like beauty.
Right.
And beauty can be photographed, or it can be captured in a photograph.
Sure.
It can be an internal beauty. That's the corny part of this. And I absolutely believe that. I believe that the heart of a person who decides to put himself or herself in a situation where they might not come out alive, that's the veteran.
Oh my gosh,
and what else is more beautiful than being able to say they did that?
Nothing. Well, and raw emotion is not as easy to capture as physical beauty. I mean, we can gather a model, male or female, and put beautiful clothes and do makeup, and we can Photoshop, and we can have it looking perfect, and it'll be beautiful. And when the eye sees it, it's pleased. But it is not as easy to capture an emotion. And when I look at this cover, I mean, I'm touched. I see an emotion.
Every photograph is majestic in that segment there.
Yes, and we hope that you enjoy it. And like I said, the truck came this morning. Boxes are being distributed all throughout Marion County, Lake County, Sumter County, upwards towards Gainesville, parts of Gainesville, Wellington, Florida. I mean, we are all over the place. So,
you have a picture of Mr. James Phillips?
Yes, I do.
In there, and when he was in the studio talking about his ordeal after his ship in World War II was hit by a kamikaze pilot, and how he spent the night with his entire body had the clothing burned off of it. His skin was burned. His comrades were in the water. He heard his comrades being eaten by sharks. He waved at a plane the next morning, and it shot at him because it wasn't one of our guys. Oh my gosh! And he survived. And
it's remarkable.
The whole room was absolutely quiet when he was telling his story.
And so when you hear a story like that, I don't know about you, and I can't speak for everyone, obviously, only myself, but when I hear a story like that, that's when I'm reminded of faith, because there is absolutely, positively no way a person could survive and endure that and live to tell about it.
Yeah.
And I wonder what was going through his mind in that moment as far as his faith goes. I know me, I'd be a wreck, but I would just be praying, constantly, endlessly until
it's a good point.
So I wonder how his faith kicked in.
I wonder
if
I would have just given up, let the sharks have me.
The sharks would. I tell you what, the sharks. I mean, the sinking ship and the fire and the kamikaze. I mean, all of that is bad enough. But then to be in the water with sharks and to hear all that, I mean, that would have done me in. I don't know what.
But let me tell you what you've done with this article, with that one particular. Well, with all of them, really. Every one of those people has a story. And I like the fact that you included some young folks as well as older veterans. Every story, and now there's a face to that story.
Yes.
How many times have they heard the stories? Joe won't tell his story, so we don't know what his story is. But it's there.
Right.
And of course we have to stand and honor that. How else is there to do it? So what are we, 7 days away from Veterans Day? So wow.
Well, hopefully when people see this issue and they see these faces and they can put a name to it and a story to it, given the opportunity to meet any of these folks, they'll have a newfound respect for them and understand that they're a veteran, be able to identify them as a veteran, and hopefully these folks will get some great feedback. I mean, hopefully the community will see this issue and kind of rally together to make sure that when they see any of these individuals, that they take a moment to go over and say thank you and to shake their hand, as they should be doing.
Yeah, we did a Halloween show, and one of the residents was dressed up for Halloween like a soldier, and you just had a feeling that uniform was actually his.
Oh, wow.
And of course, he was very low functioning because of dementia at this point in his life, but right there, this is a guy. So on Veterans Day, we'll be back there actually.
Oh, nice.
We're going to make sure that they get the songs played for their there's each branch has its own music. So
right. Yeah. Well, when the whole debate happened about standing or taking a knee during the anthem, that was a sensitive topic for me, and one that thanks to social media created an opportunity for debate and conflict, and not everyone agreed with my position on that, but doing something like this only reinforced my belief that any time our national anthem is played, I personally feel like you should, give it your attention and you should take a stand.
Sure,
and
show respect
and
for what it's about.
doing it for this very reason, for these folks that survived and endured traumatic things and are still serving us. I mean, these folks are part of Veterans Helping Veterans. They're still serving us when we should be serving them in this way and in many other ways. But they're continuing. It's almost just like it's in them to be serving. And all of them, we ask all of them, what does it mean to be a veteran? And they were able to answer that, and that's included in this issue. And every one of them, in a roundabout way, had the same answer, and that's that they wanted to serve. You know, they wanted to honor our country. They wanted to honor the people in it. And they all have this just this mission or desire to continue to serve people. I mean, even at 98 years old, one of the veterans. I mean, it's just like, wow. I mean,
how old is Jim? He's up there somewhere.
Yes, he is. I don't know if it's in here how old he is.
It's a really wonderful thing you've done. So anybody who hasn't gotten this one, it just came out today, right?
Just came out today. So right now it's on a variety of vehicles making their way to all of the different locations. We also have copies at the magazine. So if someone is in here and that you know them, maybe you're one of these people pictured, you just can't wait, you want to get your hands on one, you can always stop by Ocala Magazine on East Fort King Street and pick up a couple copies. We'll make sure that Veterans Helping Veterans, of course, has copies of these as well to give to these families, and then also the people that come in. So we're very proud of it. And there's also, I mean, there's so much more to be proud of. I had an opportunity to sit down and do a Q&A with our superintendent-elect, and threw some questions at her that I had for her, and threw some questions at her that some of our Facebook followers suggested that I ask her. And so that was a fun interview, and that's in there. We took some great pictures of her. One thing I learned about her is that she loves to read. Reading is like her passion. So it's a very fun layout, and of course it has her with books.
That's a good thing for a superintendent.
Well, it is it's a great thing, and and it's cute that we were able to, she brought in some books, some of her favorites as props for the photo shoot, and being in inside of a library. It's just it's a great spread, and hopefully it will give people an opportunity to know, okay, now she's been elected. Here's her platforms, here's her mission, and her, first plan of action, which is always a question.
And if I could make a connection between the Marion County School Board and the veterans issue, is we had a school board that had the wisdom to recognize Marion County's only Medal of Honor recipient, Hammett Bowen, by naming a school after him. And not every school district would do such a thing. They're sometimes reluctant to name schools after people, but they had the wisdom to do that, and it gives those kids who go to that school anyway a better understanding of respect for veterans and for service.
Sure. Well, and this is a great issue. Not the content of Ocala Magazine, of course, is geared towards our adult readers, and there's often topics, though, that are specific for children or for families altogether. And I think this is a great issue to sit down and share with your children so that they can understand the meaning of being a veteran and what that means to us, especially our children. I mean, I think of Lily being 10 and some of the freedoms that she has, not only just being a young lady, but, being of mixed race, and the things that she will hopefully not just take for granted, things I want her to understand. The people before her didn't have the same freedoms that she now has, and we have these people to thank, So it's a great issue to sit down and share with your family. It will be online at ocalamagazine.com. Also like us on Facebook. We're still doing some of our best of the best stuff that will come out in December. We're going to post some sneak winners, and so give a little foreshadowing of what's to come. But if you don't like us, of course, you're going to miss those things. So
we like you. Why would we like you?
Thank you, Larry. So everyone have a great weekend and pick up a new issue of Ocala Magazine.
Absolutely. Get this one. You have hit another home run.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, to Chris, to Linda, to everybody over there. And keep it up. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Like I know you could.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Friday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A warm and humid day, high 82 to 86. Partly cloudy Friday night. There may be a shower in spots along the coast. The low 61 inland, 68 at the coast. For Saturday, times of sun and clouds, breezy and not as warm. There can be a passing shower, high 77 to 81. Sunday, partly sunny and breezy. A shower in spots along the coast, the high 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Stocks lower on Wall Street after the latest jobs numbers out. It's the last report we'll see before Americans go to the polls. 161,000 jobs created in October, slightly below what economists were expecting.
142,000 of those were private sector, so 19,000 were government, about split between the federal government and state and local government. So private sector job creation was not as strong as expected. Also, this labor force participation rate did tick back down in October to 62.8% because the labor force shrank.
Peter Barnes with the Fox Business Network. The unemployment rate ticked down to 4.9% from 5%. The Jordanian military says 2 U.S. military trainers were shot dead, a third wounded in an exchange of fire outside an airbase in southern Jordan. Fox News, we report, you decide.
An important message from Medicare.
I found a better deal on prescriptions.
I found a new plan with lower costs.
It's Medicare Open Enrollment. Have you compared plans yet? Who knows what you might find?
Check out your options at Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
You never know unless you go.
Medicare Open Enrollment, October 15th through December 7th. Brought to you by the Department of Health and Human Services.
When I listen to Audible, I'm not riding the L train during rush hour. I'm hunting whales with the crew of the Pequod. I can feel the cold air on my face and the icy spray of the Atlantic crashing against the bow. The smell of rotting blubber fills my nostrils. There she blows, boys! Dead ahead! It's the White Whale! This is my stop. Excuse me. Pardon me. Sorry.
Go to audible.com/act now and your first download is free. Audible. Stories that surround you.
Ocala veterans have the opportunity to receive free dental services at Smiles at Heathbrook on Friday, November 11th. Dr. Christopher Bonesteel and the team at Oak Ridge Dental Care will be honoring veterans as part of Veterans Free Dentistry Day with free dental care to veterans without dental insurance. One free extraction or cleaning will be provided per patient between 8 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. You must make an appointment. There are no walk-ins and space is limited. For more information to make an appointment, call 433-2320. That's 433-2320.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, presented by Fujifilm Instax, November 18th through January 1st. Enjoy spectacular holiday decor, dining, and entertainment, including ice, with an all-new theme featuring a Charlie Brown Christmas, Cirque Dreams Unwrapped Stage Show, breakfast with Charlie Brown and friends, Alpine Rush snow tubing, and much more. It's everything Christmas in one extraordinary place. Tickets and overnight packages, including priority